Hello everybody and happy Wednesday. It is great to be back with you for our midweek recharge. A couple of weeks ago I celebrated my birthday, and this was a special one because I am now officially in the last year of my 50s. Now since that birthday, I've had time to think about my 59 years here on this earth, and I've given some thought as to what I would say if I had an opportunity to spend some time with the younger Denise. If I had an opportunity to have a discussion with her, or perhaps I wrote her a letter, what advice would I give her to carry forward into her life? Well, the obvious thing that pops into my head right now is I would tell her to watch out for the year 2020 because it is a doozy. I would tell her to make sure that in 2019 she takes a good long vacation to Disney World, to purchase stock in Clorox and in Google, and to make sure that she has plenty of toilet paper on hand as she goes into the year 2020. Now, aside from this obvious warning about the year 2020, what else would I want the younger Denise to know? Well, one thing I would want her to know is that her life will be filled with seasons. Some of them will be good, some of them not so good. But, like the seasons in our climate, the seasons in her life will come and they will go. The writer of Ecclesiastes says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven." And in Genesis 8 we read, "While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease." I would tell the younger me that she will go through many seasons, with her parents, with her children, with her career, and with her health. I would tell her that I want her to learn from the challenges that she's going to experience in these difficult seasons and carry those lessons forward with her as she faces the next hard season. But when the hard season is over, she needs to leave it behind. I would tell her to not allow the memories of the hard season to haunt her, to let it go. Likewise, I would tell the younger me to enjoy the seasons of joy, to make memories to cherish, but also to be willing to let those seasons go without trying to live in them forever. A good friend once told me, and I would hope the younger Denise would hear this early in life, "Don't be sad it's over, be glad it happened." The next thing I would tell a younger me is that it's okay to take a break every once in a while. Give your mind, your body, and your soul some rest. Now, I'm a planner by nature. I like things to be organized and I like things to be structured well. And I will work as hard as I can to make sure that things go smoothly and efficiently. But I wish I could tell the younger me that it's beneficial, even necessary, at times to take a rest. The Bible tells us that Jesus took some time off at various times in his ministry. We often see him slipping away to be re-energized through prayer, quiet meditation, or just to spend some quiet time with his personal friends. Jesus was unable or unwilling to spend large amounts of time away from his responsibilities, so he knew he needed to maintain a wise rhythm in the midst of his busy life. In Matthew, we see that Jesus took time away after he performed miracles like feeding the 5,000. There he sent his disciples ahead of him, and he went to the mountain to pray. In Luke, Jesus took time away before he made the major decision of choosing his disciples. This was a decision that was not an easy task, and we see that he prayed all night before he chose those men. In Mark, we see that Jesus took time away when he'd had enough of people. He was often surrounded by people who wanted to talk with him, to be with him, to have contact with him, and I'm sure he wearied of the constant people contact. In Mark, it tells us that he hid away at a friend's house in hopes of finding some seclusion. Jesus knew that by taking a break in all of these circumstances, he was refueling his mind, his body, and his spirit. I would definitely encourage the younger Denise to embrace this important concept. In the same vein, in my letter to the younger Denise, I think I would also tell her to learn that you cannot make everybody happy no matter how hard you try. It's frustrating, it's futile, and it's not biblically sound. No matter what you do, whatever needs you meet or how well you perform a task, there will always be more requests to come. You just can't do it all. Jesus didn't do everything he could. He didn't even do everything others wanted him to do. He simply did what God asked of him. I would definitely want the younger me to know that and to realize that. I would want her to know that it's okay to say no to good things if it frees you up to handle better things. In fact, I would want her to know that some of the toughest decisions she will face in her life are not choosing between the good and the bad, but rather choosing between the good and the best. One quote that I would want her to learn early in life and remember is, you don't have to set yourself on fire to keep each other warm. It's okay to say no. Lastly, I would want the younger me to know that she will make many mistakes in her life and she will have regrets. No matter how hard she tries, she will fail at times. But God will still love her in spite of those mistakes. And those mistakes and those tough times will help to shape her, with God's grace and his love, into the woman that she will become. Have you ever considered what you would say to a younger version of yourself if you had the opportunity? Maybe like me, you need to take some time to write a letter to your younger self. And maybe like me, you need to read that letter to your current self here in 2020. Perhaps you're hard on the younger you for the mistakes that you made. If so, I would encourage you to be kind to past versions of yourself, because they didn't know the things that you know now. One of my favorite Christian music groups is a group called Mercy Me. In 2014, they released a song entitled Dear Younger Me. I would encourage you to Google this song, listen to the music, listen to the words, listen to the lyrics, and consider how they might apply to your life. And remember, my friend, if you have trusted Jesus with your heart and with your life, no matter what the younger you has done, the lyrics of the song are correct. You are holy, you are righteous, and you are one of the redeemed. Amen.